Good morning, students. Welcome to ALPHORES e-learning classes. Economics, first year, Unit 5, Market Analysis. We are going through this one. We are almost coming to an end. Okay, this chapter is really a tough chapter to understand because in this one, we will discuss everything. Whatever we learned in first 4 chapters. We will discuss about price, demand, supply, revenue, cost, everything comes into this one. In the last class, we have seen how in perfect competition, price and quantity will be determined and how the profit is determined. We have seen that. Today, we are going to discuss about imperfect competition. Already in the last class itself, I told you, perfect competition is a myth. It is not to be seen in the real market on regular basis. But imperfect competition is a truth, which we will see day-to-day market. Every day it is happening around us. That is imperfect competition. Why? Everywhere. In simplest example, even in the college, the students who get best marks like 10 out of 10. Last year you have seen. This year let's forget about that. Last year, the students who got 10 out of 10, they got 2 years concession. The students who got 9.8 marks, they got 1 year concession. Do you remember all those things? Means what? Better the marks, less the fee. Even in the colleges, that system is implied. If you go to the market, if you purchase 1 kg, one price, half kg, another price. How it goes? I explained you a lot of times. For half kg, 15 rupees. For 1 kg, 25 rupees. Why this change in the price? It's supposed to be 30 rupees, no? But actually, they will give you for 25 rupees. So 5 rupees they are giving discount. Why it is? We have seen the negative sloping of demand curve. Why demand curve slopes left to right downwards? Because diminishing marginal utility applies there. So in reality, perfect competition is a myth. Imperfect competition is a truth. In imperfect competition, in the first topic of this 5th unit, market analysis, we have seen different types of markets. In that we have seen time-based market, area-based market and competition-based market. In the competition-based market, we have seen 2 types, perfect competition, imperfect competition. And we have seen already what are the characteristics of perfect competition. Now we will see the imperfect competition. In this imperfect competition, particularly today, we are going to discuss about monopoly. Monopoly. Mono means single, poly means seller. Greek. Lot of words we depicted from Greek language. So mono means single, poly means seller. Monopoly means single seller. Let me explain you one simplest logic. If you write this much, what is monopoly? Generally it comes for 2 marks. You need to write mono means single, poly means seller. Monopoly means single seller with no close substitute in the market. If you write this much, you got 2 marks. Easy, simple marks. Monopoly means single seller without any close substitution in the market. So whatever he is selling to that product, there should not be any close substitute, then it is a monopoly. But generally monopolies are, once upon a time it's a different issue, but nowadays monopolies are generally controlled by governments. Government monopolies. Okay, like up to last 3-4 years back, railways was monopoly under the control of central government. Now also RTC, Road Transport Corporation, is monopoly under the Telangana state government. You take electricity produced by many privateers but sold by only one person, that is Telangana State Electricity Board. Monopoly. No one can enter, no one can exit because there is a restriction which is created by the government itself. So these are called as government monopolies. Now That is the meaning of monopoly. Next we will see characteristics of monopoly. What are the characteristics of monopoly? The characteristic number 1, it is a single firm. There is no difference in between firm and industry. Only one firm, that is the industry. It is only one firm which is producing, which is selling in the market without any competition. So that is single seller. Here in the imperfect competition, you need to understand one typical concept. The typical concept of this one is, here in imperfect competition, we are discussing about how many sellers are there. All the time we are going to discuss how many sellers. In this monopoly, only one single seller. And the next one is monopolistic competition, lot of sellers. It is a crossbreed of perfect competition and imperfect competition. And if you see the third one, oligopoly, few sellers. See, all the time we are discussing about how many sellers. Duopoly, only 2 sellers. Oligopoly, few sellers. Monopoly, single seller. See here, single firm is producing and selling the commodity. Maybe sometimes producer may not be the one, but seller is only one. Next one is no close substitute. In perfect competition, close substitutions will be there. Here, no close substitute. If there are close substitutes, for our understanding, if there are close substitutes, how can you say you are the single seller? Someone will be selling the same thing near to that close substitute. Then you cannot rule the total market. To rule the market, there should not be any close substitute. Now, third one, barriers. Yeah, there are restrictions, there are barriers to enter into the market. No one can enter into the market and start production like perfect competition. There are conditions. Generally, those are conditions which provided by the government itself. I told you, railways, road transport corporation, electricity board, these are all government monopolies which are restricting or putting the barriers to enter into the market by any other person other than these government companies. Next we will see industry and firm. Yeah, what is meant by industry? The same type of commodities manufacturing firms put together is called industry. I again explain. All the firms which are producing same type of commodity put together is called as industry. Here only one firm is producing, then that is the industry, that is the firm. So there is no competitors, there are no firms, there is only one firm. So that firm is industry, that industry is the firm, because there is only a single firm. So industry and the firm is one and the same. Next we will see the next one, price and quantity. This is a different concept. In perfect competition, market decides the price. That is, market forces, demand and supply fixes the price. Quantity will be decided by the producer. But here, price also decided by the monopolist and quantity also decided by the monopolist. He decides the both things. If you want to increase the quantity, he can increase the quantity. If you want to increase the price, he can increase the price. But the biggest problem is, he can decide the price, he can decide the quantity, but not the demand. He can decide the supply, he can decide price, but he cannot decide the demand. If we keep the price high, then demand will be low, then he has to produce less. If you produce less, average cost will be high. If the average cost is high, his profits will discourage. If he keep the price low, then he keep the quantity production high, because price is low, demand will be more. So if he decides quantity, then market decides price, because higher supply pressurizes the prices to down, low. Even though he can decide both, but in the market, if he decide one, other thing will be decided by the market. If he want to produce more, then the market will keep the price low. If he want to keep the price high, then market will decide the quantity supply will be low. So in that way, he cannot decide both. Due to the demand is decided by the market. Now let us go to the next one, maximum profit. Yes, monopolist always focuses on maximum profit. His motive is one and only thing, trying to get maximum profit. It is the truth of the market. In the market, every person focuses on one thing, getting maximum profit. Okay, now these are the characteristics of monopoly. Now let us go to the page number 96, same textbook, your Telugu Academy textbook. In that one it clearly shows why in imperfect competition price equals to average revenue and marginal revenue is less than average revenue. Here you can see price you have to decrease. Just now I told you, to sell more commodities you have to decrease the price. I given you the example, half kg 15 rupees, but 1 kg 25 rupees, not 30 rupees. So see here, to sell more quantity, his monopolist is decreasing the price. This is the truth of the imperfect competition. If he is decreasing the price, and you know, how do we get the average revenue? Let me put it. Price into quantity is equal to total revenue. And total revenue divided by the quantity, average revenue. TR divided by quantity, average revenue. Marginal revenue, how do you get the marginal revenue? TR minus TR x minus 1, previous one. 10 minus 0, 10. 18 minus 10, 8. 24 minus 8, 6. 28 minus 4, 4. In this way, whatever you take, previous one has to be removed. In that way, you will get this table. See here, whether it is perfect competition or imperfect competition, price equals to average revenue. Price and average revenue is always equal, but marginal revenue will be less than average revenue in the imperfect competition. That can be shown with the help of this graph. See, P is equal to AR, price is equal to average revenue, marginal revenue is less than average revenue, or price and average revenue is greater than marginal revenue. The graph will be like this. And if you remember, if you go back to the page number 91, 93, then you will come across this average cost and marginal cost. In the 91 they shown you the table, in 93 they shown you the graph. Why marginal cost and average cost are in U shape. In the last period also we have a discussion in the perfect competition why they are in U shape. The same page number 96 will give you why this graph is left to right downwards, why average revenue, marginal revenues are left to right downward sloping, why average revenue is greater than the marginal revenue. See, average revenue is greater than the marginal revenue. Average revenue is equal to the price. They both are depicted in one line, in one curve, and it is greater than the marginal revenue. Now we are going to put this here. We are going to get this here, and we are going to get average cost and marginal cost here. These are the revenue curves. These are the cost curves. The gap between cost and revenue decides the profit. Revenue curves and cost curves. When they both come together, we will know the profit margins. As it is, you know, how do we get to know that profit is? TR, total revenue, minus total cost equals to total profit. Right? To know this, we have to get this total revenue curves here, average revenue and marginal revenue curves here. And to get the total cost, you have to get the average cost and marginal cost here. And here, how do you get the total revenue? TR equals to P into Q. How do you get TC? Total cost equals to quantity into average cost. Now we are going to watch these things. Okay, now P, AR. Same, this I am depicting here. AR is equal to price. Marginal revenue. Did we complete this part? Okay, marginal revenue is less than average revenue. You have seen the reason in the page number 91. Sorry, in 96. In page number 96, you have seen the reasons for this one. Now, you know why average and marginal costs are in U shape in the page number 91 and 93. Now, I am going to depict those two curves. Average cost, and let me draw the marginal cost. Marginal cost. Do you remember those conditions? There are two conditions. What are those two conditions? One, MC equals to MR. Second, MC should cut MR from below. Do you remember those conditions? Even in the perfect competition equilibrium also we have seen the same conditions. MC should cut the MR. Where MC, MR become equal? MC, MR, they become equal here. So this is the equilibrium where we will stop the production. At this point we stop the production. Got it? MC, MR become equal, and MC should cut MR from below. Both the conditions are fulfilled. When both the conditions are fulfilled, we will make it equilibrium. Here we will stop the production. This is the quantity produced by the monopolist. This is the graph of a monopolist or imperfect competition. And we need to go to the price. Price is equal to AR. This is the price. This is equilibrium. Okay. This point we will say A. And now we need to see the cost. How much cost we incurred for that? Again, see, average cost curve and marginal cost curve. We did put it marginal cost curve and average cost curve. This is average cost. Average cost means what? Expenditure on one commodity. Expenditure on one commodity is average cost. Expenditure on one commodity. So let me put this on this one commodity. Now I want to put the prices for easy understanding, so that you can understand easily. Let us say price is 100 rupees and quantity produced is 100. No, 100 is too much. Okay, let us say 10. Quantity is 10, and per each commodity cost is 50. The producer is spending 50 rupees to produce one commodity. Average cost means one commodity expenditure by producer, 50 rupees. But he is selling at the price of 100 rupees. Okay. Now, how do we get the total revenue? P into Q. What is the P? 100. What is the Q? 10. Then how much it has been made? 1000 is the total revenue. Now let us see the total cost. What is the quantity is how much? 10. We know that. What is the average cost? 50. See here. Q into average cost. Q is 10. Quantity is 10. Average cost is 50. What is the total cost? 500 is the total cost. So as it is, total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue is how much? 100. Sorry, 1000. minus, what is the total cost? 500. What is the total profit? 500 rupees is the total profit. That can be shown another way. OPAQ minus OPAQ minus total revenue. OPAQ means total revenue. Price into quantity. That is 1000. OPAQ. What is the total cost? See here, we have to put the names. This point is S, this point is, let us say, T. OTSQ is the total cost. OT is 50 rupees. OQ is how much? 10. OT multiplied by OQ is OTSQ. So total profit is how much? PAST. Total profit. Yeah, I know it is a little bit difficult to understand because we are depicting all the things here. We are getting average revenue, marginal revenues, and we are also taking average cost and marginal cost. We are putting all together and we are getting the conclusion. Let me repeat again with all these things. First, we took the average and marginal revenues. Now we know the revenue. Now we have to know the cost, production cost. We put those production cost, AC and MC. Okay, there are two conditions for the equilibrium. Those conditions are MC should be equal to MR and MC should cut MR curve from below. See, MC, MR become equal. That also from below. All the conditions are when fulfilled. That's why MC is equal to MR here at this point. We made it equilibrium. AC and MC. AC shows average cost. MC shows marginal cost. Marginal cost and marginal revenue are equal here. Means additional revenue, additional cost on the commodity are equal. So we stop the production. Okay, next, to know the profit, we have to remove TR minus TC. Total revenue minus total cost is equal to total profit. This is the total profit. This is the total revenue. This is total cost. So here total revenue, how do you get the total revenue? P into Q, OP into OQ. OP is how much? 100. Here you can see OP is 100. OQ is how much? 10. 100 multiplied by 10, 1000. Here we put it. How do you get the total cost? Quantity into average cost. What is the quantity? OQ. What is the average cost? OT, that is 50. Here we put that. Q is 10, average cost is 50, 500 is the total cost. OT into OQ, that is OTSQ is the total cost. 1000 total revenue, 500 total cost, total profit is 500 rupees. That can be seen like this. Total revenue OPAQ is the total revenue. What is the total cost? Total cost OTSQ, OT multiplied by OQ, that is OTSQ is the total cost. Okay, here we have shown that OPAQ minus OTSQ is equal to PAST is the profit. This is the profit. profit. This is total cost. This is total revenue. Total revenue minus total cost left with total profit. This is being explained by this table, that why average revenue and marginal revenue curves are like this. This is shown in the page number 96 of your textbook, and why average cost, marginal costs are like this, shown in the page number 91 and 93 of your textbook, Telugu Academy book. Then you will get the exact idea. Or if you go to back, cost analysis and revenue analysis, you will understand these concepts. With this, imperfect competition, particularly monopoly, equilibrium and price determination and profit determination is being completed. Tomorrow we will see the differences in between perfect competition and monopoly.